Okay, so we already covered 6.1 and 6.2. We're going to have a quiz over the weekend. It's open now until Monday at midnight. So I wanted to give you some sample questions that you'll see on the quiz. Remember, the quiz is still going to be shown on Alex. It's going to have 3 questions, just like we've been doing. So the material that it covers is going to be from section 6.1 and 6.2. So this question, where it says find the greatest common factor, the GCF, of 2 expressions, notice I have one term here and one term here. Unlike the other problems that I've been showing you, like that had a plus sign or a minus sign, on the quiz, they just want to find the GCF, so they put the and here. This material can be found in section 6.1. So what we're going to do to find the GCF is, you remember we have the A, B, C, D to GCF. A, if you recall, do we have any matching parentheses? No. Okay. B, do we have the same letter in each of the terms? Remember, this is one term, this is your other term. So notice that we do have the letter V in common. We also have the letter W in common. Anytime you have a V and a W, we're going to put both of them down as part of your GCF. Okay, so we have V's in common and we have W's in common. But notice I don't have U's in common, so I don't put U down here. Now remember, we have to have an exponent for each one of these guys. So we're going to grab the smallest exponent. So for V, we're comparing a 4 versus a 7. So 4 is the smallest amount. Remember, it's always the smallest amount, not the largest. And for W, I got 6 here, 8 here. So it looks like the smallest number is going to be 6. Right? Sometimes it might be the smaller number over here. Now that we found our common variable, that was B, C said, do you have a common number factor? When it comes to number factors, you have to look at the constants or the coefficients. So here we have 2 coefficients, 30 and 18. To see if there's anything in common, we told you the best thing you want to do is do a tree diagram for each of the coefficients and or constants. So if we did a tree diagram for 30, you can break this down. Maybe you saw it's 2 times 15. And then 15, you can break that down as 3 and 5. 18, maybe you saw that was 2 times 9, and 9 was 3 and 3. Remember, with a tree diagram, you're trying to get all the prime factors of that number. So if I wrote out 30, you know that 30 was made up of 2, 3, 5. Remember, always try to put them in order. If you don't have them in order, start from smallest and work your way up. And then 18, 2, 3, 3. And then you're going to just see what numbers they have in common. So they both have a 2 in common, and they also have a 3 in common. Sometimes you might have a second 3 in common, but this is a 5 and this is a 3, so there's nothing left in common. So your GCF for numbers is 2's and 3's. Now remember, when we get these, I told you to multiply them out. So 2 times 3, we can easily say that this is 6 for the number. Then the last part, part D. Does the term start with a negative? If one of the terms start with a negative, like negative 30v, then they'll tell you you want to take out the negative. Because this is not technically a polynomial, this should be positive when you do the quiz. Now remember, they just want you to find the GCF. They don't care about the leftovers. So your final answer is going to be 6v to the 4th, w to the 6th for your first quiz question.